All right, so let's actually move to a new part, which is creating the model and the migrations. So we're gonna have we're building a CRUD, and it's going to be really simple. All what we're gonna have is just 2 to 3 inputs, and that's all. So let's go ahead and move to our command line. Our command line is already running our server, so I'm gonna start a new one. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna let me go back to my htdocs, and here is simply Lara CRUD like that. All right. So let me open the sub right in here. All right. So now to create a migration, we will just go ahead for PHP artisan make migration, and then the name of this migration, which is create underscore. Let's say we're gonna create post table. So we're gonna go create post underscore table like that. All right, so let's actually hit this. All right, so the migration is created right there. And if we go right in here, if we go to the database folder, migrations, we're going to see that we have a couple of migrations. Actually, a couple of them were generated once we create the project. And the ones that were generated, the users, the cache, the jobs migration. So if we take a quick look in here, we're going to see that we have this migration. It's really simple stuff. So inside the migration, we will have our inputs. So we already have a table with the ID. Um, if you're not familiar with migrations, basically it's a class that has 2 functions in here. The first function, it will run once we run the migration, and the down function, it will run if we roll back the migration. All right, so in here we will have our own inputs, and sorry, we'll have our own columns. And our columns in the database, the first one is the ID, it's set to us by default, and this one is here is the timestamps. All right, which simply represents the created ad and the updated ad. So if you want to add more columns, we will go in here table, and we will simply go title, not even title. We are gonna go for the data type first, which is string, and then we're gonna make this so it will be title like that. All right, and if we copy this, let's paste multiple times this in here. That will actually be the author, so it will also be string. All right, so let's simply go author like that, and this in here I want it to be let me see, I want it to be body actually, or it's just content, and it's going to be a type of text, right? Because it's going to have a lot more characters. All right, and we can simply keep the author nullable if we want to, like that. All right, so we do not have to insert it basically. All right, it's gonna set it by default to null. All right, so if we save the full thing, let's now go ahead and run the migration so we can create this table inside our own database. All right, I forgot to simply open up my PHP my admin, so let's go in here like that. So if we go in here, go PHP artisan make, or actually migrate, not make, like this. All right, so it's telling me the database that you created, that you set up in the .env file does not exist. All right, would you like to create it? All right, so I will actually go yes in here. So actually it created the database, and it actually migrated all the tables. So if we open this up in here, if we go down at the bottom, you're gonna see that we have let's actually refresh this once again. All right, so if we click in here, you're gonna see that our database is actually created right there with a lot with these tables right in there. What we care about the most is the post table actually. All right, you're gonna see that inside the post table. All right, so this is set to German. So let me change the language real quick. Translate to English. All right. So as you can see in here, the structure, here is the title, which is the far card to 155, and the author is also 255, and it's actually set to null as a default. All right, and the content in here is actually a text, and we have created at and updated at like that. All right, so now the migration is done and the table is right there, it's totally empty. We can go ahead and we can also create the model because it's really important, and this is what's going to allow us to simply interact with the database later on. So I'm going to go PHP artisan make model, and the name of this model, which is post, like this. All right, so this will actually create the model like that. So if we go in here, we go to app, if we go to models, here our own model right there. So inside the model, we can simply set the table and go protected table equals the table name, which is simply posts, right? And this is this is the table that this model is going to interact with. If actually the table is related to the model name like that, if the model is actually plural, just like what we said it in here to be, and in the post is already inside the database, a plural like that, it's fine if we do not write the table name in here. All right, we can simply remove this, but I would say it's fine to actually keep it. That's totally fine. All right, so the models in Laravel, they're basically eloquent to Laravel. It's very smart, all right? It's very intuitive. So yeah, we go in here also. But this one in here we need to add, which is the fillable, all right? And the fillables are basically the array of the columns inside this table, which is title and author and content. All right. So yeah, this is basically it. So let's save the full thing. And I would say that this is actually everything for now. So yeah, in the next one, we should create the controllers and we will possibly like display the first couple of posts that we will create. So this is it, and I will see you the next one.